Okay. Make sure it starts. Yeah, I've had issues before it not starting up.
I know. Like sometimes it's really slow and you start talking and it's like
Yeah,
not there.
there it goes. Wait for people to jump on in here.
Sure. Like your
So,
whole setup. You're just so
how
professional here with your background and everything. It's making me look really bad, okay?
how's your weather up there?
It's good. It's actually starting to feel more like fall. We finally had like 46-degree weather last night. Oh man, it's so nice waking up and so nice and fresh and cool. I love it.
Yeah, it. Last night was in the low 30s here.
Oh, nice. Very nice. I know. I'm like, now I have to pay attention because I have a lemon tree outside and I'm going to have to bring it in if it
Oh,
gets like, close to 30 degrees or whatever. So I like
yeah,
to pay attention.
yeah. I've been growing hibiscus.
Oh,
It's actually pretty good size too. So,
nice.
it's actually small trees, and it's supposed to be like a bush, but it's more like a tree. So
Ooh,
I already brought those in, so I wouldn't have any issues.
nice. Yeah. Probably safe that way. I was actually thinking of doing that exact thing. They're fine inside, so
Yeah. Well, everybody already said that I wouldn't be able to grow it up here because of they like tropical areas.
yeah.
So I've already got they're probably 3-4 feet tall. So
Nice. Prove them wrong. I love it. I just got
oh,
some.
that's
Um,
interesting.
I got some coffee plants, and I got a chocolate tree, and I got a banana tree, and I have them all indoors, and they're very tropical, and they don't like the direct sun and stuff like that. Very ambient sun and whatever. And they're very easy to grow indoors. Super easy. Tropical plants are very easy to grow indoors.
Yeah, that's because while it was outside, it did get a little cold a couple nights, and the leaves like almost turned instantly. So as
Yeah.
soon as I brought them back in, um, I'm starting to get new leaves come out now.
Yeah.
So that'll
Cool.
be good. Let me go ahead and oh, thank you, Shift Kicker. I wasn't sure about that stream elements. I'm going to go ahead and hide that thing. I'm not sure what it is. So well, I guess go ahead and introduce yourself and tell people what you do on your channel.
For sure.
I already know what you do, but
Yeah, you're pretty consistent with commenting. I really appreciate engaging and all that. And I've been really, really bad about like watching videos and just life has been wild lately. But
yeah,
um but yeah, so I'm Morgan from Rogue Preparedness and hello people in the chat. I can't respond directly to you guys, but I see you. So thanks. But yeah, so I have a YouTube at Rogue Preparedness and teach about survival and bushcraft and mainly preparedness and urban and stuff like that. But like to mix it up and focus more on family preparedness. I was just talking to my friend the other day that you just don't see a lot of preppers that focus on family. It's like
yeah,
it's what's my bug out bag for my situation. I'm gonna run out to the woods or whatever, and it's like, well, that's just not practical, for me. Like I'm just not
hmm,
gonna do that. And like meals for the whole family. Like sure, I might be able to survive on like freeze dried foods for a while, but my kids aren't going to. And yeah, so just trying to focus more on family aspects because it can be challenging for sure.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
While my kids was here, I kind of taught them the same thing.
Hmm.
We would do drills if we had to get out of the house and things like that, and
Hmm. Hmm.
we'd go out in the woods and do stuff not normal camping trips or anything like
Yeah.
that. We just go out in the woods and do stuff like that. That way they learn.
Yeah. And they love it. Like,
Yep.
I don't know if I can't speak for your kids, but my kids love it.
Yep. And one of the things that I enjoyed watching was your venture with the Jeep
Mm-hmm.
up in the hills.
Yes, in the Colorado mountains. Yeah, we love going there, and the kids just have a blast, and it's so cool to just get out on the top of the mountains and wander around and whatever, and we camp all week, and it's just a blast. It's great.
Yeah, the thing that got me though is if somebody breaks down when you're going up there,
Mm-hmm.
you have to go edge around them and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, those roads are so narrow. You know, they're mountain
Mhm.
roads. They're literally mountain roads, and you know, they're not maintained really. And you know, like when there's avalanches and stuff, like they shut off those roads until
Yeah.
somebody can get up there to try to clear it, which usually sometimes isn't. It's closed for the whole season. It's just because they can't. And but yeah, so they're so narrow, and so there's only so many spots people can pull off, and everybody's so eager to either get up or get down that, like, you know, we're all getting stuck. And you know, we don't know, like, okay, you can go or I can go, or
Yeah.
somebody just, you know, stop
That-
or wait or do something.
Yeah, that's what surprised me. There were so many people going up that hill, and I was like, if you get about almost at the top and then it gets blocked off, is everybody going to have to back down?
That actually happened once when we were up there. There was like a group of 17 Jeeps, which I think is kind of way too big of a group for that kind of stuff. When I went in big groups like that, we would split it up into like 10 and 10 or something like that. That's just, 17 is way too much to be pulling up and down a mountain all the time. So that happened. We all came up, and there was 17 Jeeps trying to like come down, and we're just all keep coming up. And she was getting so mad. The leader, she's like, "Just everybody come up, or let us go down." It's like, well, like, you know, we're trying to come up. Like, get out and like tell us. Like, you can't just sit there and like expect us to know what you're thinking. And like, there's, you know, it's a very popular, busy mountain. Like,
Yeah.
So,
and I've been sub to you. I remember when you did you started with the 365 days or whatever it was.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh wow.
That was, I mean, as a creator, that's hard.
It was.
to do a video every day.
Yes, it's really, really hard. And I've done it, you know, for, you know, like during National Preparedness Month last month, I did a video every single day, and like I had to take like a couple of weeks off after that. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I need to take a break.
Yeah. On top of the spam.
Oh yeah. You mentioned spam earlier with the spam comments. I was like,
yeah,
comments, yes. On top of all that, yeah. On top of that collaboration, I think there's just those two. I try not to take on too many collabs in a month.
Yeah,
but yeah. So.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. That I was like, I don't see how she's doing it. I mean, sometimes I'll have a good week to where I'll put out 5 videos, but I try to take the weekend off to where I'm not, because you know how news and everything else is these days.
Yeah. I've decided to take a shift away from focusing on like news and like current events and stuff like that, and instead like trying to incorporate actual like what would you do during this stuff, you know, like and offering little tips and stuff like that. But like there's so much going on that it's hard to keep up. Like you said, it's just like a lot. So you know, there's so much to learn and do anyway. So
and you have you also have a website.
Yep. Just preparedness.com, and on Instagram, and those are pretty much the 3 main: YouTube, Instagram, and website.
Yeah, I actually put links on my Discord for a lot of your content on there.
Oh, thanks. Yeah,
So it's a lot easier when it's already written down and everything. I'm like, oh, just go there to find out about that.
totally. I get that. I do that a lot with other people's websites of things, and then I'm like, I don't really need to write about it. It's there. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember when you guys did the desert thing.
Yeah.
When you had the property out in the desert trying to grow a garden.
It was actually super successful, way more successful than I thought. Like, I had some challenges, but it was actually really good. It was a thriving garden, and I was really happy. In fact, things that thrived there are not thriving here, and I don't know why. So it's like, it just goes to show how different, like, just every region and even micro regions and all these things are. And like, you know, just because one person says that something is easy, or you know, or it can't be done in that area, doesn't mean it is or isn't or anything. You have to try for yourself. Like you're talking about with your hibiscus, people are telling you you can't grow it up there. Yeah, you can. There's so many ways to grow things.
Yeah. And your major thing was the mice.
Yeah, actually, you know what? We were battling a few things there. We were battling rabbits, mice, and birds. And so we got cats for the mice, and we got the bird netting for the birds, and then we had the fencing for the rabbits, and nothing dug, and everything stayed out. And yeah, so.
Yeah. I don't have any problem with mice because I got 7 cats. So
there you go. Yeah, the cats. One of my friends, our Busy Acres, she just moved to a new place, and she has a bunch of rats and mice at her new place. And she's like, how do I get rid of it? And she's like, and I responded, you know, get cats. And she's like, I cannot tell you. I have been bombarded with everybody telling me to get cats. I'm like, because it is literally the only way to get rid of mice. Like, people will tell you, do traps and do poison, do all this stuff. It doesn't work.
yeah.
Okay? It doesn't.
Yeah. I've seen that little mice and rats actually eat the poison.
Yeah.
And nothing happens to them. They just, oh, well.
Exactly. And I wasn't convinced at first either. I was like, no, I'm going to try the traps. I'm going to try all this stuff. But no, I'm telling you, cats, you know.
Yeah. And then after that, you guys went to Alaska.
Yes, we were in Alaska for a little while and loved it. It was beautiful, and it was a really cool experience.
Yeah, nothing like walking out in the front yard and picking blueberries.
That was amazing. I never imagined being so, like, just having so much abundance around. Like, you know, there's a lot of wild edibles here where I am, but I mean, there's nothing compared to like what's in Alaska. Like there was, there were blueberries. There were, I mean, I took a step and there was a different type of berry, and you know, that was edible and we could actually pick. And
yeah, that's Bee Charming, just from Alaska.
Yes, Alaska's amazing. Just so many wonderful natural resources, and I learned so much while I was there. It was really cool to be able to find those berries and find so much. And not just berries, but you know, the different trees, you know, and being able to cut down our own wood, and being able to just doing land, living off land, seeing moose, all that stuff.
Well, what would you suggest somebody just they've never thought about prepping, they always get the bad idea that preppers are hoarders and everything, but they want to start prepping because of the way things are going right now?
Yeah, so I mean, I think people really overanalyze what preparedness is. I think they think it's just like there are, you know, some skills and gear and things like that we want and that kind of thing, but really it's just about covering our basic needs. So you can just take a really easy assessment of your life hey, you know, I get up and I brush my teeth or I take a shower and then I have breakfast or some coffee. And then, you know, what do I do the rest of the day? And so you want to analyze that and try to basically mimic it to an emergency or disaster. So I still want to have my coffee in emergency disaster. And you can, like, it's not a luxury. Okay. Eating is not a luxury. Eating food that you enjoy is not a luxury. You can make it happen just by being prepared. And you can have, you know, all that food and some water, and you can have your hygiene, and you can, you know, have entertainment. You can have all this stuff with just a little bit of preparation. So that's what I recommend to people. You know, just look at your life and how do you want to try to recreate that during an emergency or disaster and still,
Yeah.
you know, be pretty normal.
Yeah. Even the government tells you, but they only tell you like for 2 weeks, have enough emergency stuff for 2 weeks. But I've known people that's been without power for a couple months and stuff. So
Mhm.
2
Yeah.
weeks is not enough.
No, 2 weeks is absolutely minimum. And what a lot of people don't think of is what you're saying of people being without power for months. Sure, the disaster happened. Great. And now it's the aftermath that we have to survive. And that can take weeks, months. And in some cases, I've heard of people taking like a year or more for help or for, you know, the insurance to come through or,
Yeah.
you know, aid or, you know, anything, whatever it is. And we just,
Or a pandemic.
right, exactly. And some of that stuff, like, you know, masks and like alcohol, like it seemed like, you know, insignificant or whatever, but that stuff took a long time to get like back to normal and on the shelf and stuff like that. And we're still
Yeah.
struggling with a lot of stuff right now. And
Hmm.
so, yeah, you know, it's these things that we're still dealing with and it's getting,
Yeah. I found it funny that one of the stores here has cases of hand sanitizer, and they're pretty good sized bottles,
Mhm.
high alcohol and everything, and they're selling for 5 cents a piece. You're trying to get rid of them.
Yeah, nobody wants the pandemic's over. Nobody wants hand sanitizer anymore. No.
But I went and bought them up though because the high alcohol, and it's liquid, so I can actually use that for in my little burners.
Yeah, totally. My friend owns a distillery and he made hand sanitizer, you know, when everybody needed it. And
Yeah.
he gave us just cases and cases of hand sanitizer, and I have it now, and it's the high alcohol, and it's just wonderful. And so yeah, like you said, you can use it for alcohol burners. You can use it, you know, for wound care or whatever you got to do. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice to have.
And for 5 cents a bottle, you can't go wrong there.
Like, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, then it was it was no hand sanitizer, and then it was everybody flooding the market with hand sanitizer because,
Yeah.
you know, they were making up for it, and everybody had to get in on the hand sanitizer market. So,
And then there was the bootleg mask
yeah,
that they were getting bought up, and
there still are the bootleg masks, and a lot of people don't understand that they're still out there, and they're not like it's the KN95, I think, and then there's the N95, completely different thing, but that
yeah.
K in front of it is not N95. It's not the same.
Hmm.
So yeah, people are getting.
And there were some people. Well, I already had mask because my
Hold on 1
daughter.
second. I'll be right back.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing tonight? Pretty soon I will open up questions. Actually, I want to try something real quick. Let's see if this works. My bot's going to be stubborn. Yeah, it doesn't look like that's going to work. Darn it. Yep, I'll have to keep working at that command. Hey, KC, Chrissy Cat. Tennessee Ridge Runner, Phil R. Yeah, I got the sound ones turned off for the moment. That way we can get through the interview and whatnot. Well, Shift Kicker, that didn't work, so I'm gonna have to go back and try to fix it again. So it's kind of hard when YouTube hides their triggers. So I just have to keep trying to figure it out. Yes, and you can see hug and slap and all those other ones still work. Here shortly, I'll have another command where you guys can ask questions.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Oh.
And I hear Mom, and a bunch of crying. So
Yeah,
she's good.
still have mommy duties.
Yep, always first, but they're good.
What do you see is some of the shortages that will be coming, or that you've seen?
So I have seen a lot of reports of things like rice and oats and oh gosh, I had a whole list. There was a whole big list that I actually did as a short, and the reason, and I put this list, you may want to consider getting some of these things. And I don't like to, do fear mongering or anything like that. But, we're still eating a lot of last year's crops, and that's actually coming to an end here. And so this year there's been a lot of struggles. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that stuff with wheat and embargoes and things like that. And just things that we're may even if we don't see a shortage, we're going to see a price increase.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like butter.
Oh yeah. Gosh, what is going on with butter?
Yep.
I actually don't know what's going on with that. Like, I've tried to research it, and I actually don't know what's going on with the butter.
It's the dairy industry. A lot of their milk their production went way down, and they're blaming it on the drought or global warming.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But we had that issue with the cows were all dead in a certain area. That's one of the things they're blaming it on. But
I didn't think those were dairy cows, though, were they? I thought those were.
That's part of it, though. Evidently there was places that lost a bunch of dairy cows in the same manner.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, that butter has increased in price like a lot. And then I put it in my cart, and it was like a day later, it was like out of stock, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, go buy the butter, freeze the butter, everybody, freeze your butter. Learn to make butter from powdered milk. Super easy. Yeah. Alternatives. Freeze all the butter though. Freeze it all.
Oh yeah. I'm hoping to find it on sale. I haven't found it on sale yet.
I haven't seen a good butter sale in a long time.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen some holes in some places in the store, but they've been like kind of random, and but every time I say stuff like this, they're like, oh, it's filled the next day, or in a week or whatever. It's fine. It's like, well, that's really not it's not completely normal. And if we're seeing holes in our stores, think about the thousands of other grocery stores that are seeing the same holes or different holes or whatever. And like our grocery stores are pretty good, but I've heard a lot of people say in like just completely different places in the country that their stores are totally bare, and like huge holes everywhere, and huge price increases. And so it is very regional too.
like turkey. Well, it was Bueller's, but it was $2.49 a pound for turkey.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. Was it last year? It was a lot of places was it like a little over $1. Sometimes you get like 79 cents a pound, but
Wow.
that big of a hike
That's
already. So I don't know. I imagine there's going to be some shortages on turkeys.
That's what they said last year too. And I was in Alaska at the time, and even in Alaska, I didn't really see any. They were expensive, but I didn't really see too much shortages. But or maybe I just wasn't paying attention because I think I got my turkey and I was like, I'm done. And but yeah, so I always suggest to people, always look one season ahead. Like you're saying with the turkey stuff, you know, like there could definitely be shortages. Get your stuff that you need now for whatever now. For
because that's the thing with turkeys. You're not getting a fresh turkey. You're getting a turkey that came from last year that's been frozen, and it's always because all that stuff stays frozen. It's always a year difference.
Yeah. Yep.
So
absolutely.
This could be that year.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize how much of our food is frozen for so long.
We got a question from Be Charming here. Where in Alaska were you?
I was near Talkeetna, so South Central. It was I really loved the area a lot. Had like just I feel like it was just like the perfect area. I didn't get a chance to go up to Fairbanks, but I heard that Fairbanks was just way more harsher winters and things like that. But it's really, Alaska is really interesting. I just want to say this real quick. From like, so we weren't 24 hours of night. Like we never had the 24 hours a night or anything. I think there was like maybe one day. But you know, you just go like, what was it, like 6 hours north or something, and they had 24 hours of night for like 2 or 3 months at a time. I think it was something like that. I'm probably wrong. I'm pretty sure Charming is like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. But yeah, I remember researching where it was 24 hours a night. You know, it was night for like a whole for like a really long time, but like just a few hours south, it's like, you know, we didn't get that. You know, we got it for maybe a day or two or something like that.
Yeah, that invisible line.
yeah, it's crazy just how different it is just in Alaska, but Alaska's humongous. It makes Texas look maybe good.
Okay, what would you say for this one? How long is butter good for in the freezer?
I always tell people, you know, use your best judgment on freezer stuff, because I'll keep stuff in the freezer for like ever. And I've never really noticed a difference on things, you know, the longer that they are in the freezer. I think the biggest things that might change in like consistency is things like chicken and some meats. They might be a little tougher, you know, the longer they're in the frozen, but
I've had butter in the freezer for a year, and it was fine. Now you just don't stick it in there. You put it in the freezer and vacuum seal it, because freezer burn will all bets are gone when freezer burn hits them.
Totally, yeah. All that moisture getting in, and it makes it pretty gross. But yeah, vacuum sealing everything. Yeah, good idea. But we freeze cream as well, and like heavy cream. We freeze milk, freeze shredded cheese, all that stuff.
Yeah, when I had milk drinkers in the house, because you put a whole gallon in there. That's what they have, that little window in the milk carton, because when it freezes, it expands and it pops that out, so it doesn't come out the top.
Exactly.
And everybody says, you can't freeze milk. I've done it many, many times.
Yep.
Especially you get a good deal, you just bring it home. Plus, it's a good thing to have if your power goes out, that extra block of ice in there.
Totally. It's just like freezing your bottles of water, or I do Ziploc bags of water, stuff like that. Yeah, just it's nice to have all that stuff in there. So
Yeah. Extra turkeys too. Keep your stuff frozen for a little bit longer.
Those turkeys stay frozen for days, so you'll be fine.
Yep. I've put a turkey in the refrigerator for 5 days and go to take the stuff out on the inside, and there's still ice in there.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Could use it as a weapon for a few days, and it'd be great. Some zombie weapon ideas, frozen turkeys.
Okay. I guess we'll go ahead and open this up for questions. So if you have a question, I've already thought of this ahead of time. Just explanation, question, and then your question, and then it'll pop. We'll hear a little sound, that way we know somebody asked a question.
That's a good format. I like it.
Yeah, I've been playing around with my own bot here on YouTube to try to get liven things up a bit. Usually there's some sounds, but I turned them off for this interview.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how to do any of that. You're saying the thoughts and the sounds, and I'm like, yeah, I just throw the video on the screen. You're so fancy here, and I'm like, how do you do that?
Well, I used to be a Twitch streamer.
Oh,
So I know all that fancy stuff.
You don't do Twitch anymore?
No, I probably should. I'd probably make more money at it than YouTube.
You would.
Especially after I got YouTube mad at me.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they demonetized me at the beginning of the year.
That's right. I think I remember that.
Yeah.
And you haven't gotten it back?
Oh, yeah, I got it back.
You did. Okay. I was like,
I
why are you still doing this?
in May.
Good. Wow, it took that long?
Yep. And it was a weird way of, they said I was reusing content. Yeah, but
what content? Your own?
It can be anything. It could be something flying behind you that has a name on it or something. They basically have a way. If they don't like what you're doing, they can get you with it.
Yeah, that's true. On my lives, I have to my lives are constantly getting demonetized. And
yeah.
like, nobody's cursed in the lives, like nobody's done anything crazy, and they're getting demonetized. And so I constantly have to go in there and get it reviewed. But it only hits my lives, and maybe it's because they're so long, an hour.
Well, it can happen on chat too.
Oh.
See, that's why I have some of the best mods out there, because they know the bad YouTube words, I guess.
Yeah.
And they'll remove it, and they'll say something. Oh, there's a question. Figures. TH2 has a test.
Oh.
Not a question. But yeah, they'll go ahead and remove the word, or remove the whatever words are in there, and then they'll say some words may be removed because of YouTube policy or whatever.
Fancy.
Yeah. And it's a shame that it is that way, but
totally.
I guess if we want to use YouTube, we have to follow their ways.
Yeah, I guess. Well, whatever.
Yeah, there's some people actually get completely shut down when they do their lives and say just one little word or something like that.
Yeah, I know. People keep telling me to do more lives, and I'm like, man, I keep hearing horror stories of people that do all these lives, and like I heard that like the Urban Prepper was doing a ton of lives, and like his engagement and stuff just like tanked because
Yeah,
of it. And like,
you got to have a balance.
yeah. So
And now they're they're wanting to do so much with shorts.
oh yeah, shorts are big. You know, I get a ton of views on shorts, but it's like reels or it's like TikTok. You know, it's very short time spans in which they're really popular. So it's usually 4 to 48 hours. They're super popular, and then it's just like
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did have one short that went over 6 million views.
Oh, nice.
But I didn't know if that was the reused content that I was supposed to be. So I ended up deleting probably 250 videos just because I thought maybe that was the thing.
Right.
And finally, I guess one of the videos, if that's what it was, and then they monetized me the next 30 days. Oh, here we got a question here.
Oh, favorite food staple to cook with? Food staple. I don't know. You know what? We eat a lot of pasta. I'd have to say anything with pasta. I can whip up pretty much anything with pasta. Pasta's so versatile. It's like rice, you know, but our family at the moment, we're just really into pasta, and pasta is really easy to make at home, you know.
Yeah.
Flour, egg, you can use powdered eggs to make it. So easy to make. So I'm really into pasta. Yeah.
Yeah, pasta's good, and it's a good filler.
Yeah. I mean, you can throw anything with pasta and it works, and super easy to make. Have a pasta maker, makes it way easier. I love it.
What has been your a video that you'll never do again?
It's a good question. I feel like everyone's gotten triggered about everything lately. Like especially on like Instagram, like I'll say something about like, I don't know, stocking wood, and everybody's like, why are you buying wood? What are you doing? And I'm like, calm down. Like it's just wood.
A lot of people buy wood if it's not from a store or the guy down the road. People still buy wood.
Oh, tons of people. They have it delivered, you know, whatever. Like even if you live in an area that has, yes, baby. Okay. 1 second. Okay. So even if you live in an area, I wanted to finish my thought. Even if you live in an area that you can cut it down yourself, there's still people who have it delivered. Whether they can't go out and get it themselves for whatever reason, there's nothing wrong with buying your wood. Okay.
Yeah.
1 second.
Hey, Lake Ferry, we got Casey Davis, Bigfoot Lakes in here. Got the whole crew. Han Solo. Dana's in here.
Okay, I may have to leave again in a second, but
that's okay. I guess the next question would be, what has been your one of your favorite videos that you've done?
They're good questions. I haven't really thought about it a whole lot. I don't know.
Question.
Oh. Does it actually say something to you when there's a question?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so fancy. I love it.
Well, I have a bad habit of not seeing questions and stuff when chat scrolls on by. So I figure this be a good way. Oh, I got a question.
Love that. I don't know what my favorite video is. I really, really enjoy the ones in which I go out and like with the kids and we're exploring and foraging and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They tank on my channel, but I love doing them.
Yeah.
So
And it's surprising because you think those are really good videos, and then you just don't get the views on them. It's
I get a ton of questions about wild foraging, but when I actually put out the information about it, that kind of thing, like it just tanks. People just don't care. So it's kind of a weird. It's pretty weird. Okay. Mm-hmm.
This question is stocking medicine for kids and what?
So I do stock. So I try to do a lot of herbal stuff as well, but I do over the counter medications, and so you are going to know your kids best and like what path you want to take of more natural or more pharmaceutical or whatever. I'm not going to get into debate about that, but your kids and your family best and what you feel most comfortable stocking. So with kids, they like my young kids, they're not going to take pills, right? So as liquids, a lot of liquid medications. There's also like anti-choking devices that you can get for kids. There's basically that's pretty much it. Like I do a lot of liquid medications, prevention, stuff like that. And then I make sure I know what herbal medications are good for kids. Hold on one second.
Hey, Bunky. How are you doing today? Have you figured out what tomato plant that is yet, Bunky? And I did have Bunky the peppers. I actually got some peppers out of one of the plants that didn't get squished from the tree too badly. And they weren't hot, so I'm assuming it was the sweet peppers.
Okay, there we go. Back.
And here's the next question.
Okay. Favorite garden plant or herbs to grow? My favorite herbs, I will say, is mint. I just love mint. People always say like, don't let mint, overtake your garden. I'm like, please let it overtake my garden. I want all the mint, but mint, basil, rosemary. I just love so many herbs. I want to grow all the herbs. Calendula. Yeah, I love it all.
Yeah, I got lemon balm. I didn't know not hardly anything about lemon balm. I grew it. I grew it in a pot. It grew through the pot into the ground, then spread out from there.
Oh,
wow. Yeah, that was and since then I've learned a lot about lemon balm.
That's awesome. I love lemon balm.
I make soap from it and all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's a question up here from Jeff.
I have a ton of herbal books, and I'm always learning more because I'm trying to go more herbal. And if I can grow it and it can be a benefit to me, why not?
Oh yeah, that's what his.
Okay, for you, what is the best survival book? Oh my gosh.
And she's into books too, because that's where I she did a video on books, and that's where I started stocking up on my books, because everybody says I'm the book person because I do challenges but I tell people to show me their prepping and survival type books and stuff like that.
Yeah, I love that. I think there are so many great books out there, and I really, honestly, I know this is a cop out, but I cannot pick just one. I'm like looking at myself right now, and I'm like, but if I had to choose just one, like if we're talking about like bushcraft and survival, it has to be the classic one by Dave Canterbury.
Yep.
But
I actually have one autographed.
Oh, nice.
Because he lives south of here in Ohio. Yeah.
Do you like go hang out and stuff? Or
well, actually, I ran into him in a thrift store.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I don't have it up here, but he actually gave me that knife that we sat out there and talked for like an hour, and um and I forgot toward the end. I finally told him that I was a YouTuber too,
Oh, nice.
and he actually shouted me out too.
What?
And then my because if you remember way back when, I actually asked you if I could put you on my channel. It used to be something else. Oh, where it used to be on the side of the page, and you would have your oh, I forget what it was, but it's so you can have your links of your favorite YouTubers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I always because I emailed him too. I never got nothing back from Dave Canterbury, but after that, then he actually shouted me out. But
nice.
I remember I contacted you and asked you if it was okay if I put you on my channel links there, and you said, yeah, that's great.
I was like, what did I say? Because I actually miss emails like a lot. And then people are like, you never replied to me. And I'm like, I probably never got it. Or I'm so ditzy and I forgot to reply or something like that. And like,
And then right after that, my channel got hacked and they locked it. And I never thought nothing of it because I had one video. Well, I had 3 videos, and one overnight got 23,000 views. And I think that was because of Dave though. And then I lost I just gave up on it and went back to gaming. And then 2 years, it is actually 2 years. 2 years ago, they said, oh, your channel is unlocked. You can upload videos. I'm like, what?
And then you get demonetized, and then they're just attacking you.
Yeah, and I said, well, okay, and I just started my channel up from there.
Nice, awesome. Oh, YouTube.
Yep.
I'm really surprised nothing else has happened because I talk, about firearms and stuff like that, and like I just keep waiting. Like,
yeah,
just don't do it on firearms.
Just don't put any online or on it live. Because that's a major no-no.
Right. Yeah.
Because one of my friends went and was doing a live, and he was showing people how to clean. And shutting down just for cleaning it.
Really? I've done a video like that, and they shut him down?
Yeah.
On the live, though.
Yeah, on the live.
Yeah, okay. Man, I don't know what it is about live. It's just so different.
I don't know. They don't mess around with that stuff.
Yeah, I guess not. Pre-recorded is totally fine. Clean like that on pre-recorded, but live, no way.
and some people will go out and field dress a deer or whatever. Yeah. And then some will do the same thing, and then they get shut right down.
Dude, I don't know. Some people, they're just after, I think. I can't think of any other reason why they're shutting certain people down and not others that do the exact same things.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Another creator went to the Trump rally and showed some of that, and he got a strike for it.
Of course. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's depending what you put on there. It's almost dang fly. Almost you have to have a backup channel.
I know. I keep thinking about it, and people keep telling me tread lightly, do this, and I'm like, what? I'm just gonna do what I do, and if I get shut down, all right, like. But I can always start another channel or do whatever. But it would suck. But
yeah,
I'm still gonna keep doing the videos that I want to do. I'll try a certain light, but not that light. Still gonna post.
What has been your highest viewed video?
My highest viewed is about canned foods. It was like my, the best canned foods to store or something. I did it like a few years ago, and it's still the most popular. It still gets like consistently hundreds of videos a day or hundreds of views a day, and wild.
And did you think it was going to do that good?
Never. It's like it's not even that well produced, and like it's terrible lighting, and like I don't know. And yeah, like I talk a lot at the beginning. People hate that, I guess. And so I don't know. This is a video
but if you don't, they'll complain that you don't put enough information into it.
Exactly. You get it. Like I have to talk about certain things, otherwise people just they question why I'm doing certain things or whatever. But I've also kind of gotten over that as well. Like I'm just going to do what I do and show the result. And then if people don't like it, that's cool too. Whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way.
Yeah.
Okay, we only got 10 minutes, so go ahead and do you have anything interesting that you're going to have planned for the upcoming?
I do have some really neat reviews of some things coming up. I don't know if you've ever heard of an Afghan pressure cooker that goes over a fire. I don't know if you've ever heard it.
An Afghan?
Yeah, it's called it's like Men Grills, I think, like that. It's like mengrills.com or something like that. And it's a pressure cooker for over the fire or really any heat source. Like you can do it over your propane or whatever. It is the coolest thing. It's a pressure cooker that goes over fire. And I just got it and I cannot wait to try it. I'm so excited. Anything that I can like use over multiple surfaces, especially over a fire, I'm all for, especially like a pressure cooker like that works like like your Instapot or something. And so
yeah, and that's the thing, because everybody says that you like the ones that you have in your house and stuff that you can use outside, but majority of them are made out of aluminum.
Oh yeah,
and if aluminum gets too hot, they emit a gas.
Yeah,
which can be bad.
Yeah, aluminum may be really lightweight and is fine for general cooking, things like that. But over fire and stuff like that, like I've seen a lot of aluminum cookware, and in the beginning I liked it because it was really lightweight, but then I realized it's probably not the best. But yeah, I'll go with stainless steel or titanium or anything like that.
Yeah,
durable. Or cast iron if you have it, of course.
Yeah. That reminds me of the guy because that's one thing I don't like talking about bug out bags, because there's so many different opinions, and everybody thinks you should have this, you should have that. By the time you got 200-pound bag on your back,
right?
And he was trying to tell me what you need a Dutch oven, cast iron Dutch oven, and put in your bug out bag.
In your bug out bag?
Yeah.
I might throw it in my Jeep alongside my bug out bag or something, but I ain't carrying that around.
I was like, I don't know if you're like 300 pounds and you got muscles for days, but I'm not carrying a cast iron thing around.
No, and that's and that's the thing. Like cast iron is really cool. Like if you have a bug out location or something, put the cast iron there. Yeah. Don't be lugging it around. Put it in your vehicle or something as you go somewhere. But if you're going to be taking that bag and walking away, no, that's lighter is definitely better for sure.
Oh yeah, funny. I now on live streams I'll take some stuff out of my bug out bag and show people what I have, but making a video, I won't do that anymore. It was just too much.
I love to see those videos though, because it does give me ideas, and not just ideas for myself, but it gives me insight into how you're thinking. And it fascinates me, because we all have something different. And I love seeing that, you know, because
Yeah.
like for my circumstance is going to be different than your circumstance. And, you know, I used to think that carrying around a fire starting kit was the thing you had to do. But for my area, making a fire in the middle of summer is way more dangerous, you know, because of burn bans and drought and that kind of
Yeah.
thing, is going to be way more dangerous than it's worth. And so, you know, maybe in Alaska, it worked. Down here, maybe not so much, you know, in other
Yeah.
areas, that kind of thing. And so I love to see, and then think for myself, think for myself what's going to work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm with, I like when somebody does a bug out bag, I watch them and say, oh, that's a good idea. I never thought of that. And
Totally.
I'll add it to my bag or change my bag around a little bit or something like that.
Yeah, totally. I think,
Yeah.
I think I discovered the little toilet paper. What are they
Oh,
called?
yeah.
The tiny little ones that expand. What are they called?
Yeah.
Anyway, I think I discovered that because I watched a bug out bag video, and I was like, "Oh, that's really smart, so smart." I love it.
Yeah. Because you using toilet paper is a lot different than trying to find a soft leaf in the forest.
Right, or a rock or something else. Yeah, people have used
Yeah.
all sorts of things. But I like toilet paper. It's pretty cool.
Okay. You got any last words you want to say before we end the stream here?
I don't think so. Just you know, the chat was pretty active. I keep seeing the exclamation and then something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different commands that everybody uses.
That's fun. That's cool.
But thank you for accepting the interview and everything. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yep. And I want to thank my mods out there for doing a great job. And let's see if we can actually do this here. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but see if it works.
Uh-oh. What's happening?
And it's not going to work.
What?
Of course.
I'm dying of participation.
Oh, yep, it worked. Yep. I'm telling everybody to go over to TJ Preps for her live. It actually worked.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
But again, thank you, and we will catch everybody later.
Yes.
And make sure you go over to Rogue Preparedness and subscribe and watch her videos.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.